This week we are continuing to finalize plans for the covered patio. As I've mentioned before, this is a space we're very excited about as it will allow for us to live and entertain outdoors. Really an expansion of our family room and kitchen areas. I was so happy that after deciding to use phantom screens for this project, the CEO of the company, Esther de Wolde, reached out and said that she would like to fly here and visit us on the job site.
I can't wait to give you a tour.
Great, well let's go.
Let's do it.
Esther flew in from British Columbia, Canada, and she is here in Raleigh with the local sales rep, Janice Ward. Esther herself has a penchant for renovations. She completed and documented her own historic renovation in Mobile, Alabama back in 2014.
So did they do any renos before the 60s?
Yes. There was an addition. When you see the master bedroom, that was built with an addition in the 80s. So the decision to use phantom screens for my family was a decision that we made really early in the process. Because we want to integrate this truly modern amenity with a very traditional architectural style, it was important that we planned this well in advance, because once these phantom screens are fully recessed into the soffits, and the soffits are designed to be the appropriate size for the phantom screens to fit within that cavity, then it's seamless. It's like they aren't even there.
It always sounds like, oh, it tracks it, and then it's like it gets done and it's like you don't even notice them.
I touched back in with our architect and we reviewed the sizing needed for the cavity for the phantom screens, and we adjusted slightly our column size as well as the size of the soffit to accommodate the screens. We will have a really small, narrow track recessed into the side of the columns. That track recessed through the middle of the column allows the phantom screen track to go from inside the soffit down all the way flush to the stone floor. I have a 5-year-old, 3-year-old, and a 7-month-old. So just even to be able to have the screens down, if the nanny, if they wanted to come out here, she wouldn't barely have to watch them, just because my son always wants to be outside. He's happiest outside.
So when is the swimming pool coming?
No pools. I don't do pools. In our particular layout and with column placement, we are going to end up with 6 individual screens that will just run the complete width column to column. And then we'll be able to operate them with our whole house automation system from Control 4, or through the use of a remote, which can be wall mounted or loose. So you can put them all up at the same time, all down at the same time, or if my husband's grilling on the grilling patio, there needs to be a way that he could swiftly get back into the covered portion of the patio, say if like a log fell out of the fireplace. Just kind of with that in mind, we have all the screens on a fast motor. Now you can kind of see where the breakfast room doors, so we'll have just an outdoor table there, and then like a built-in grill area.
And you're not screening that area though.
Right. Just since it doesn't have a room above. With the new doors to the breakfast room as part of the addition, just knowing how we live, I imagine that my husband will really want to have these open, because I mean the weather is normally quite nice here. We're protecting from bugs and pollen and everything on the family room side, but then we have these doors that are just going to be left wide open. And I didn't like the screen options from the window and door company. So in this case, I've also added from Phantom Screens retractable French door screens. So again, we have a solution that is so perfect. They come out from the side of the door jambs and are just completely concealed. So that is something I didn't even realize Phantom Screens offered, and for us it's going to really be a huge benefit.
I've seen it done where it's on the top band there. Color match to whatever you want, and then it just drops down and it's in no one's way.
For our Phantom Screens, we went with the selection of pet mesh, and that's because we have 2 large Labrador Retrievers. And there's so many benefits, honestly, from Phantom Screens other than giving us protection from insects. They will block 100% of UV rays. They really cut back on the amount of pollen that comes through.
No dead leaves.
You haven't experienced pollen season here. It's horrible.
I can imagine.
It's crazy.
I have had clients we've done Phantom Screens for before, and one thing they noted was that it was just such a nice security feature. Really, when the Phantom Screen is down, this is not a flimsy thing. It is solid. You cannot push your way through it. It's not flapping in the breeze. So really no one's getting through that phantom screen unless they have a remote. So now between having the phantom screens and the addition of fully recessed infrared ceiling heaters from Infratech, another company that I just really love, we are going to be able to enjoy our outdoor space just as much as our indoor space, and I'm sure year round.